Excuse me, sir. So you were asking that how to select the power switches. What is your question exactly?
Discussing about IGBT and MOSFET switches.
Yes.
Through the IGBT you can get up to 40 kilowatts and through the MOSFET you will be getting around 100 kilowatts.
Okay.
That will be input to the transformer. What type of transformer it is and how this will be operated and what is the need of the transformer. Is that a special type of transformer? Or?
Yeah. I will tell you. See, here what is there means. So coming to the power switches. So whatever the power electronics which you are considering, first we will look into the switches aspects. Like in the switches, what will happen? First we will fix the switching frequency. So how much I need for my application? What is my losses? So based on that, I will go if my, for example, if I have the switching frequency 20 kilohertz. So for the 20 kilohertz, what is my switches? Whether MOSFET or IGBT. As per the study or as per the invention, so if it is up to 20 to 25 kilohertz, we are going for IGBT. So if my frequency is more than 50 kilohertz or 100 kilohertz, then I am going for MOSFET. So once fixing these power switches, then I will calculate the losses. What is my switching losses? What is my conduction losses? So after this, then I will think on what is my topology. So whether I have to go with isolated topologies, isolated converters or non-isolated converters. So so we don't have any knowledge on the isolated and non-isolated converters. Yes. So we have some softwares like MATLAB and PSIM. We have those are LT Spice also. So using these softwares, we can calculate the efficiency or the losses, or we can see the output variations or output stability of the system. We can search. Like if I go for non-isolated converters, there we are not taking this transformer. Because why we are going for isolated transformer? Because as a practical person, so I will always go for isolated converters because it is always give the safety to the user end. Like if my customer is there, I am giving to him, my product is reliable, I am giving to him. If something goes wrong from his side, then he should not get any shock or some harmful effects. So because of that, we are going for this transformers. So and also you are asking me that, so which type of transformer and other things. Those will be again that depends on the design calculation. So my perspective is I have to use the isolated converters. I have to give this safety to my customer. Then I will think which type of transformer I want. What is my turns ratio? What is my wire size calculation? What is my current rating? What is my voltage rating? What is my output voltage? What is my power? What is my output power? So based on all this, keeping all these in mind, we are going for this transformer. For example, if you are asking me this transformer, we have different cores because practically we are designing the transformer based on the cores. We have E core, we have U core, we have C core, we have toroidal core, we have so many cores. So if you are winding the wire to the cores, we make it as act like a transformer. So in the same way, inductor also. So here transformer is nothing but an inductor. So making primary and secondary, so that makes the transformer. Isolation, yeah.
1:1 transformer.
Yeah, that is 1:1 also. Normally, that is also, if you are taking 1:1, that is a linear transformer. Based on my application, it might be 6:1. Primary side 6, the secondary side 1. So because based on my output, I am going for like this turns ratio.
Like so, input side you are giving AC supply, right?
No. That is DC. See, what is happening? This acts like an inverter. Because DC to AC, because here transformer is there. Transformer we need AC. So again, we need output side DC. Again, it is acting like a rectifier. So this is like this type of operation it happens.
And input normally it will be in the range of for this design?
Yeah, normally you can go from 100 volt, or you can go up to 800 volt also. But you have to keep in mind. So what is if you are, whatever is the input you are giving, you have to think of your switches, switches ratings also. So if you are selecting your switches for 100 volt, if you are giving here supply 300 volt something 400 volt, then it will be gone case.
No, normally the single phase supply will be 230.
No, even if you are giving single phase also, that is fine. Yeah, there is no issue. Yeah, before the session we have stopped here, and so this is an example to design the PSLV. So I have the results from MATLAB and as well as PSIM power simulation, and this is the design specifications. You can see the input voltage which has 370 volt, and typically we have 390 volt, and maximum we have 490 volt. So output voltage I need 12 volt. If it is, so if I want minimum voltage is 11.4 volt and maximum is 50 volt. You can design your system for 12 volt also based on the application, or you can design your topology for the maximum voltage rating also. The continuous power output is 600 watt. So available VO transient is 600 millivolt. Like it is like what is the output ripples. That is the 600 millivolt is the transient. It indicates that one. Yeah, the full load efficiency at the maximum current. What is the efficiency? That is called full load efficiency. In the minimum 93% efficiency, the customer requirement. In the typically, I need 94% efficiency. So the switching frequency we have considered here for 200 kilohertz. So again, so for device selection or some switcher selection. So what is the thing here? Normally, what we will do? So we are considering the maximum voltage for device selection for my topology, like PSLV topology. So how I will go with the design calculations. So my customer requirement is this one. So how I will proceed with the design calculations? Like this is a 410 volt. This is a DC voltage. So into 1.5 my safety factor. So based on that, I will go for the IGBT. That too, silicon carbide or gallium, because nowadays we are not selecting any silicon oriented power devices. We are always going for silicon carbide or gallium devices. So if I am going for 490 into 1.5, so what is the cost of my switches? For one switch, how much I am getting? Because I have to consider my budget also. Based on that, I will select my power switches. And again, once after the IGBT current rating and voltage rating. So during this one, how we can calculate the input current? How we will calculate the current ratings for the switches? That again, that has some design calculations. Those things we have to follow, and so these things we will get it from the TI.com, Texas Instrument, Lithuanian, this one website. We will get it from Ishaya website, or yeah, so many like this type of top power semiconductor selling companies are there. They have given thoroughly whatever the ratings are there, and how if I am selecting this topology, how much would be the power switches rating, and everything is given in their website. If you just Google it, and you will get all the things. So these are the formulas, so which I have taken from the application note. If you are designing any of the topologies, you just have to download the application note, and through that you have to calculate the what I can say parameters calculation. So these are the things, and so as per the coordinator request, so we will go for the this one I will touch later. So we will just I will go for the patent application. So here, if you want to file a patent, So initially, because I have 2 Indian patents during my work in Bharat Forge. So how I have proceeded, because getting patents is very crucial, because it's very difficult thing. If you are getting from college and industry, again there are two sides are there. In the college, in the industry, for everything you have to show the practical things, and in the college you may show or you may not show. That also possible. But in the practical, if you are thinking in the industrial perspective, for everything, if I am telling the power switches, this is my topology. They will ask you why this topology, and they will ask you why this IGBT, and they will ask you why this, and they will ask you why this frequency. For everything, you should have the answer. Before that, you should have the novelty. For example, so whatever the topology I am using, that is already there in the industry, they are already there in the market. So to file a patent, so on this PSMB, so on this phase shift full bridge converter, so what are the novelties are there? So there first, before finding the novelties, you have to understand first the operation, and you have to, in the same way, you have to look into the what are the disadvantages, what are the advantages, what is the losses, everything, each and everything you have to go through the things. First, once if you have the thorough knowledge on the topology, then you start thinking of finding the novelties. So after finding the novelty, then suddenly you have to file the patent. So for getting patent, for filing the patent to the getting patent, normally it takes 6 to 12 months. So in that gap, so you have to, so patent is nothing but your idea. You are filing your idea, your new idea, so that that is benefited to you only. I will share my experience when I was working in the Bharat Forge. So actually on this topology only we have filed 2 patents. One is on the turns ratio, and one other is the shim inductor, whatever. If you see here, so we have filed a patent on these things, this one and this one. So these two, on these 2 ideas, we made a patent and we got granted in 2022. And the process is because, so I was the person to making all these documents, and with the idea, whatever our team having. We have actually in the Bharat Forge we have almost 8 to 10 people team, and who are working in the DC to DC converter. And when we got to know the when we had a thought of filing a patent, then we went with the novelties. What are the, and the same way we have to download the articles, so which are already published in the market. So those things we have to read it, and we have to mention, we have to notice the what are the other novelties are in the different papers. So while reading other papers, you will get a strike of some novelties. So based on that, we filed a patent, and we had a practical verification for that one. So during the documentation and during the filing patent, we had so many discussions. Like for everything, you have to give the answer. Like almost for I think we made a documentation for 6 months. For every 6 months, like every 15 days in a month, 15 days in a month. For every 15 days in a month, we had a discussion of about 2 to 3 hours. So when we fixed the meeting for half an hour, it was going up to 2 hours, 3 hours. For everything they are having the question like why. If you are saying this much, this is a novelty, what is the purpose? What is the purpose of this novelty? What is the advantage of this novelty? So for everything you have to give the answer. Like they are asking that, so whatever this one is there, turns ratio we have 14:1. So that is the so in the whatever the in the papers like transaction papers or any if you take elsewhere this one. So they will ask to the whoever the examiner is there, they will ask you if you are claiming for the turns ratio. So what is the use you are getting? So then we have to say that so from this turns ratio to this turns ratio. For example, I have 11:1 ratio. So I am claiming for 14:1 ratio. So this is the best one I am claiming. Then you have to show the results comparing with 11:1, 6:1. What is the and also 20:1. You are claiming more. So you have to take maximum also. You have to take minimum also. So comparing to the nominal one, you have to tell that. So this is the range we are giving you the for the reference. So in this one we are getting this much loss. So for this we are getting this much loss. And so whatever the force switches stress is there, and we have to go for FEM analysis also, because they will ask you for the what is the heat absorption from the this subject from this product. For that also you have to go for, you should be ready in a position to go for that FEM calculation and FEM analysis also. In the FEM analysis, that is FEM analysis that will give you the temperature ranges of the each power device. Like it will show you, because during my masters I have done the FEM analysis on my this one motor. So because of that I have some knowledge on that one. So it will show you during the maximum temperature what is your switches behavior, whether it is going, because normally what will happen for the power switches, usually the maximum rating is 125 degrees Celsius, or it may go up to 150 degrees Celsius. So that power switch that may withstand for up to that much temperature. So if you go beyond that one, it will get busted. So all these, keeping all these in mind, we file a patent and giving the reference to them, giving some of the documents to support to them. So we had FEM analysis, and we have simulation results, we have practical results for filing the 2 patents. So we made it easier, and those are the supported documents which made it easier to grant a patent. And so those are the 2 patents we got during my work in Bharat Forge. So if you want to file a patent, so I will tell you some of the things if you want to know. So if I am explaining about electric vehicle. If you want to know about what are the patents in the electric vehicle area, so simply you have to Google it, IP India. So if you want to know any area, if you want to know the patents in any areas, simply you have to type IP India. So because the main thing is why I have to look into the patents. So the question may arise, like if you want to means if you are searching of novelty, because so many things are there already in the market and so many publications are there, but still if you are thinking of patents, if you are thinking of like copyright, something else, so because of technologies we have to always look into the patents. And in our company, the current company, we have copyright on Great Place to Work. So for that we have to follow some procedures. And also in my because why these patents are important, why the company needs certificates, because recently our company got AS 9001D certificate, because these certificates are important for the industrial perspective. Because what will happen, there might be different opinions. Like I have to say my product is best. So if anyone has to have a question to me, then I can say them I have this certificate. If I show this certificate, no one has that much right to ask me that what is the reliability of this product. So because of that, the industrial people, they will always look to grab the certificates. So AS 9001T, it is a quality management system. So as our company is a product based system, so we always look into the type of certificates to take. What happened actually, when we got this AS 9001D, we got an offer from Israel Airport Authority. So they are also so while searching, normally what will happen, industrial people, they are always searching for certificates, so what are the companies they had that certificate and all those things. Once like that, once getting certificate, it will extend your business. So from that perspective, we have also the copyright on Great Place to Work. So for Great Place to Work, for every year you have to update it. Like what you can say, particular authorities, they have some procedures. So they will come to your company and they will check. So if you are claiming for Great Place to Work, so my company is Adore Powder Limited. It has that copyright of Great Place to Work. So if you are claiming that you are Great Place to Work, what are the things are there, whether you are following the correct procedures or not. So after following this one, after some visiting 2 to 3 times to the company, once they are satisfied, then they will issue you the copyright. And also in the same way, the certificate also. So ours is product based. So they will come to, they will first see the documentation. They don't, if you are saying that I am a practical person, so this has to do like this has to do like this, you have to select this one, you have to select this one, they will say hold on, first show me documents. So whatever you are talking, that should be in the document. Then only whatever you are telling, that would be verified. And also, in front of them, you have to operate all the things as per the documentation. So once if it is done, then only the whatever certificate you are asking, that will be approved. So this is a very tedious task you have to go through, and like that. So the patents and like electric vehicle, what I said, you have to know the novelties. What are the novelties they have followed till now? Because if you are talking now, till now also, so many patents are applying. So we have to know all these novelties. Then only we will think of some other novelties, and you can search the gaps between the novelties.
We can search. Parallel, whatever I will say, you can open the page from your IP India.
Yeah, you can Google it, IP India.
Please Google parallel, so you will get potentials.
Yeah. So once after clicking on this, we will come to this one. So here you get the public search here. Once if you type on this one, you come to here. Again the public search, it will take us to this page. Okay. So here we have to click on these patents. Okay. So if you click on the patents, we will get this page. There. So if I want to know the patents, what are the things, what are the patents has been filed till now, then I will just type electric vehicle. You have to enter the captcha also.
If a similar patent is filed in other countries, will it display here?
Yes, actually in the patents, there are Indian patents and also US based patents. So this is whatever we are searching. This is Indian patents.
Okay, if I want to file a patent in India,
Ah.
I need to also check whether a similar idea has been.
Yeah, that is also important because whatever the if you are telling that my novelty, before saying novelty, you have to verify your novelty with the some of the reputed journals like Elsevier, Transaction, some other Scopus related journals. There you have to rigorously you have to go through all those things. Once it is done, like you are telling that my whatever my novelty is there, it is different. So whatever I got a thought that has a novelty. It has no publications. Then you have to go with some of the patents. Like if you are going with Indian patents, there you have to search recently or on your area. You have to go with some of the patents. Then once if you have confirmation, then you go for the next procedure. Yeah. So here you can see that electric vehicle, the patents on electric vehicles. So many patents are there. Intelligent helmet for detection of alcohol and tracking of vehicle. So the ideas may come at anywhere. So you see that. So the patent is the patent is its title itself, intelligent helmet for detection of alcohol and tracking of vehicle. So if you click on that one, you will get to know what are the details of that one and all those things. If you just click on the application number and all those things, and you see some crazy titles are here. Power saving system and electric for monitoring, system and a method for generating electric energy, drone based automated two-wheeler device and method development of underground. So many patents are there. So you can, if you have a interest to file a patent, you just click on any of the patent number and you just go through the file. You can see here. You can see invention title, publication number, publication type. So application number, application filing date. Priority number, priority country. Field of invention.
From the IP we have go to publication search, right?
Yes, sir. Actually, after this, you have to go to public IP India.
Okay.
Here you have to click on this one.
Okay.
Then, if you click on this one, it will come here.
Yes, sir.
Then you have to go to public search. In this public search, you have this patent. If you click on this, it will open this page. There, so whatever the area you have interest, you can type here. So please enter title. Yeah. If you click on this one, you will get that described this one.
Spend some time on for looking various options.
Yeah. So we are running out of time. So I will complete these slides, and the session will be open for questions. So yeah. So as I said, these things, these are the formulas I have taken from the application note, Texas application note. So you can see this turns ratio, you can see the duty cycle, you can see the inductor ripple current, and whenever you are designing these monotonic topologies, this inductor ripple current is also plays a very important role. So again, here comes the magnetizing inductance. This transformer RMS current, primary RMS, and this is the whatever topology we have, that is tap winding, and also this secondary current, and we have measured leakage inductance on the primary side. So those are the parasitics of the transformer, and transformer primary DC resistance, secondary DC resistance. These things will get it in the application note. If you are really interested on the topology, or if you want to have some experience of the power electronics, you just go through the application note. You will get all these details in the application note. So then comes the shim inductor. It is just applying the whatever the values you have, just put it on that one, and you will get the whatever the parameters calculations are there, you will get it. And output inductor and output capacitance, equivalent series resistance, output capacitance. Coming to the MATLAB simulation, so that whatever PSAB topology is there, I had a simulation in I made a simulation in MATLAB also and PSIM also. This is just a screenshot of the PSAB topology which I have drawn in the MATLAB. Here you can see this 4 switches IGBT, so which you will get it from the MATLAB libraries. And here we have PWM blocks also. And here we have linear transformer and inductor from series RLC branch. We can make it RLC based on. Then we have scope, voltage measurement, and we have MATLAB function. This is a closed loop. If you want to if you want simulation in open loop, you just instead of whatever PWM 1, 2, 3, 4 is there, you just give a pulse generator there. That will be acts like a open loop. So in the open, before going to the if you are doing a simulation, before going to closed loop, we always perform the open loop. So once after performing the open loop, you will get to know that whether my system is working fine or not. If it is not working fine, then we have to go with the closed loop. Normally, for any product and for any strong design, anything you want to achieve, normally we will prefer the closed loop. Here, whatever the PWM1, PWM2, there I have written a code in this MATLAB function. So, taking that one, so I have a voltage repo. I have given the feedback of voltage there, and here you can see this not logical operator. To make for the IGBT 1 and 2 on the same leg, I have applied the not logical operator, and I made a simulation. And coming to the PSIM simulation, this is power sim simulation. Normally in the industry, what will happen actually, if you take any educational institute, normally we will go for MATLAB, and some of the educational institute, they will also have the PSIM simulation. I don't know whether in this college you people have PSIM. I know MATLAB you have. PSIM also you have. Yeah. PSIM. Normally in the industry, normally we prefer this PSIM because in the MATLAB and in the PSIM, the difference is in the PSIM we have the practical simulation we can do it. For example, if I am doing for this one PSAB topology, so normally we have a controller like UCC28951, so that will generate the pulses. In the if you consider in the MATLAB, we don't get that much that IC in the MATLAB library. So in the PSIM, we have that provision, like you can get the ICs and you can connect to your circuit and you can see the results. So through this also you can simulate in the PC. It is just like doing the buck and boost converter simulation in the PC and get attached to that one. Then you go for this type of simulation. That will be helpful for you. Yeah, this is same thing. This is a closed loop, and if you want to perform open loop, instead of QA and QB, you should the library will have a gating block. And just apply it, and you will get the open loop results. And coming to the simulation results, I have shown only 2 results because these are the 2 main important parameters in the PSAP topology what we are looking for. So this is the output voltage. I have made a simulation for 50 volt this one, and that is in the closed loop simulation. And I got voltage of 50 volt, and so you can see this one, whatever the 400 to 400 is there, that is those waveforms on the primary side of the transformer. So these are the waveforms of the PSIM simulation. So this is a practical implementation. So this is the picture. I took it in when I was working in the Bharat Forge. So this is just a scratch work. So I didn't put the what we can say that major product. This is just a scratch when we were doing the starting of the product. Then that time I took this project and took this picture. So here you can see this DC link capacitors. So you can see that PFC, and you can see this main control board. So that space is there, that is for main control board, and you can see that EMI filter. In the EMI filter, you will have the common mode choke and differential mode choke, and we can see the fuse also. We can see the connectors also, input connectors and output connectors. We can see the communication protocols like CAN, RS485, RS232. So I know if you are a CS student or something else, you know these protocols, communication protocols. Yeah, and this is conclusion. We have power electronics plays an important role in EV applications. DC-DC converter is essential in power electronics. PSAP and double-ended forward converter topologies are recent developments in onboard chargers, but as I wrote this presentation, accelerated converters allow for high to low voltage levels, providing consumers with safety. As a result of the high cost of electric vehicles, hybrid vehicles are becoming more popular in both the domestic and international markets. So, this is open for questions. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Yes.
As the number of frequency clear increases, you get a.
No, actually, frequency, higher frequency and lower frequency, the only size matters. Like if you are taking 20 kilohertz, for example, if I am taking 100 hertz, if I am taking 50 hertz of frequency, switching frequency, my product will be more. My product size is more, so it will be large. So if I am taking in terms of kilohertz, that whatever I am like for example, this is my product. If I am using for 50 hertz, if I am using 20 kilohertz frequency, it would be only this one. The whatever this token is there, that much size would be there. So because of that, we are preferring more and more high frequencies. And also the switching losses would be it depends on the topologies.
Why the software will be able to higher?
So that is again the calculations it follows. So like for example, calculation like if I am taking 20 kilohertz. So what is the time period? It is in microsecond. So if you are taking 50 hertz, it is in millisecond. So there is, according to that, your power switches, power devices will be selected based on that time period. So if it is in millisecond, your power devices you have to select based on that one. Controller, everything will be based on that one. And if it is microsecond, so it is quick response you have to give. So compared to that, you have to take the devices as per like that.
When you have a visualized transformer, to addition position you are used for industrial?
Yes, sir.
So what was the reason?
Yeah, that is for phase shift. Like whatever I told you, phase shift full bridge converter. No? So for that purpose, I have taken the shim inductor. That is what we call this shim inductor. Like normally in the transformer, we have the leakage inductance. Through that also we can manage the phase shift. In the worst case, what we will do, if you are not achieving the phase shift, then we are using that shim inductor.
Sir, is there any difference between MATLAB module and prototype module based on parameter values?
MATLAB model? No. Actually, what will happen? MATLAB model and prototype. Prototype means
Device.
no. Like see, in a MATLAB we will do simulation, whether it is a prototype or whether it is a overall system. Okay. So, for example, if I want to have 16 models, okay, so I will check my simulation for one module. So that one module we will call it as a prototype module. Okay. So for example, my one module power rating is some example 400 watt is there. For up to 16 it is how much it is there, 6.4 kilowatt. So in the MATLAB what I will do, I will first check for prototype model, which is nothing but 400 watt. I will check it in the MATLAB. Okay. So normally in the MATLAB you will have all the provisions in the library itself. If you are going for PSFB, inverter is there, you take and you keep it. In the half bridge you have in the MATLAB library, you will keep it. But you won't get that much what is happening in the inverter, what is happening in the half bridge. So for that you have to take each switches and you have to keep it, and for each switches you have to keep the voltage measurement, current measurement, what is happening here, what is the waveform across the switches. That is important. And in the PC you will have that type of provision. So both, like if you are doing a simulation performance, if you are seeing the simulation performance, you have to look into the what is my waveform across the switches, how it is performing. That is the main thing.
Sir, you said you will be using silicon carbide and gallium, right? So what is the maximum operating temperature for the converter?
No. Like converter, converter is a combination of semiconductor devices. Okay. If you are fixing your semiconductor devices as like IGBT and MOSFET, if you are like normally the IEEE standards, you should not, whatever your power semiconductor devices are there, if you are keeping 8 hours also, 24 hours operation also, you should not exceed the 60 degrees Celsius. 60 degrees Celsius. And in that, so based on that, you will go for the silicon carbide or silicon or gallium power device.
The heat absorption.
Yeah, so based on the heat losses, thermal, whatever you call it a heat sink, something else we will take. Na? Based on that, we will go for the power semiconductor. Yeah. If you are doing any power electronics, you have to think of heat sink. Then only you have to go for the IGBTs, which type of voltage rating you want, which type of current rating is you want.
How this heat sink will work, sir? How is it made up of something?
No. For heat sink also you have to do some calculations. So there it is there. For every increment of degree Celsius, you will get some losses. So based on that, we will select the heat sink. If for example my heat sink, how I will search means, if I am doing the calculation, I will get the temperature air to ambient. Ambient to heat sink. The temperature becomes 0.75 watt per degree Celsius. Means for every degree Celsius increment, I will have 0.75 watt losses. So based on that, I will select my heat sink.
Normally it is made up of which material?
Which one?
Heat sinks will be made up
Heat
of
sink normally it is aluminium.
So that will absorb the heat and it will be dissipated out.
Yeah.
Any next question?
Thank you, sir, for your informative session. And Sir has came from Pune all the way from yesterday. He started and night around 11 o'clock he reached here. So he spent very good. He spent almost 2 hours to explain about how when we are designing a power dynamic converter, where we have to start, right? So from the patents. So sir given the how we have to search the patents. Like generally how industry will do that. Generally what we will do, we will refer the journal papers, conference papers, we will proceed. If you, as per sir's suggestion, if we proceed with a patent, definitely that will help us to improve our practical knowledge. So in this regard, I would like to thank Dr. Ravikiran Hireman sir for your excellent session. Thank you, sir. Now I request, please. Now I request Dr. Sridhar sir to present a memento to the today's resource person. Please. One second.
Stop the projector, sir. Stop the projector.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, friends, we are all ready for the next
Now,
activity.
now as